If I dropped you in the middle of a desert, how would you feel? Anxious? Yeah, most people would say that. They'll have a spike of anxiety. And why do you think that is? You see, people don't get anxiety from not knowing where to go in the middle of a desert. It's having too many ways to go. It's about having too many choices, too many decisions to make, and that's what causes their anxiety. You see, psychologists and architects are very much educated in the fact that our environment shapes us. Our environment shapes how we feel, how we act, how we make decisions, how we make our choices. So if you can use that as a way, as a leverage for our life, how would we be able to do that? I mean, you could start off pretty simple, couldn't you? Your bedroom. You clean up your bedroom, you make everything nice and beautiful and artsy. Guess what? You won't be so anxious. I think your bedroom is a representation of your mind. And full disclosure, my room's a bit of a mess right now, as you can see. Bit of a mess. So I guess you could say my mind is a little scrambled right now. But you'd actually notice that the more creative people are, the more messy their rooms will be. The biggest artists, the biggest entrepreneurs, the biggest creatives, they have really messy rooms. But that's because they're able to dictate their ideas around their head with a sense of fluency. They know how to move things in their head. They know how to order things the way that they want. And I guess you could talk about that in terms of creativity and how your room is as well. But for the ordinary person, if your room is messy, it tends to be that you're lazy. It tends to be that you don't know how to make your decisions. You don't know how to shorten that distance between your thinking and your doing, which makes you powerless. But I want you to think of not only the mess in your room, but maybe the mess in your mind. You see, you have memories, you have information, you have knowledge, you have friendships, relationships, you have everything in your mind, okay? Now, your mind is a library, and what happens is that when you retract a piece of information that you want to talk about, you're basically going into the library and you're finding the book that you want to talk about and you're pulling it out and bringing it up to your prefrontal cortex so you can talk about it. Now, if your library is a mess, it's going to be a bit of a struggle for you to find where things are. And this is on the exception of all the creatives and artists out there, because the idea that they have is that when they have the mess, they know where things are, so they know where to find everything. But for the regular person like you watching this, your mind is messed up. Your mind is a messed up library that has no order. It's simple chaos. So how can we tackle this sort of problem so that you can become a bit more competent and a bit more dangerous as an individual? I mean, there's habits that you can do, such as mindfulness habits like meditation or thinking to yourself, and even reading. These things can really sort out your mind and help you, clean it up, right? And when you have a clean mind, you're mindful, you can reduce your anxiety a lot quicker. You have internal anxiety in your head because of the mess that your thoughts are in. Because you don't know you aren't fluent in your own brain's mechanisms. That can create anxiety. So you need to find a way to solve those things in order to retract that anxiety so that you can make better decisions. You see, everything creates a negative feedback loop. Problems don't come in threes, they don't come in fours, they don't come in fives, they come in ones. And when you ignore one of the problems, they then come in stacks and you think that it's that they came in stacks, but no, you just decide to ignore the first problem. The first problem was that mess in your head. That mess in your head can cause that mess in your room. That mess in your room can cause you to make worse decisions. That worse decision can cause you to lose your job, to lose your girlfriend, to lose whatever sort of structure you may have, all because of that mess in your head. Now you can see the importance of sorting out the things in your head. So how do we do that? Well, I could simply just tell you, right? I could simply say, meditate or lay down and think to yourself, do nothing. But you don't want to do those things. It's so interesting because I could tell you exactly what you have to do to fix up your mind, but you don't want to do those things. The one thing I am renowned run out to myself for is that there's no one way about doing things. Like, you have to find what works for you. If someone told you how to do something, most chances are it only worked for them because they're them. If I tell you how to do something, it might not work for you. It might fucking not. But you wouldn't even try it. You see, the thing about me saying that, oh, you have to find what works for you, it seems like an excuse for people like you so that you don't have to try the things people are telling you. That's not what I mean. It means that that's not exactly how you're supposed to do the things to improve yourself, but it doesn't mean that it's not a starting point. Try a bunch of things. I'm going to tell you exactly what I did, what a lot of other people did to improve that space in their mind, but you better do them. And if you don't, then you've not learned. If you define learning as a change in behavior, and the quicker the rate in change in behavior you define as intelligence, then if I tell you this right now and you don't go and try all these things to try fix your mind, then you haven't learned. You've watched this video for no reason. You've had no reason to watch this video. You've learned nothing. You're simply watching for entertainment. So what you have to do is, to fix that fucked up mess in your head, go meditate. Slowly build it up. Start off with 1 minute. Go to 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes. Slowly build up that skill, that discipline of sitting down and focusing on your damn breath. It can be hard, it can be difficult. You might not want to do it, but you have to. I also want you to set yourself a goal. You want to reach 15 minutes of meditation, you want to read 10 pages a day, and you want to spend at least 10 minutes where you're sitting with yourself, not doing anything. Those are 3 goals that I'm setting you right now. If you don't go towards these goals and you don't decide to follow them, that's on you. You haven't learned, you've gained nothing. And if this works for you, then great. You can now move forward. If it doesn't work for you, then fine. Maybe something else I've said would work for you. Maybe something else that someone else said would work for you. But you have to try these things. If you don't try, you won't get anywhere. If you found this video interesting, click on this video over here and click on the subscribe over here. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this was of value to you. See you in the next one.